now is looking at vocabulary words in context. Understanding vocabulary words, the reading and context. What is context? Anyone?
Reading in context of context.
If I said you're going to define a word from the context.
It's like
the words around it.
Right, the words surrounding. The words surrounding it, okay? So here are the words we're going to look at today. Opposing, unbridled, sympathize, and flabbergasted. Flabbergasted. Flabbergasted is a fun word. So this is the setup we're going to use to do this, the graphic organizing. You're going to put the target word here. What I know from the word, I associate this word with. What do you think of when you hear that word? The structural analysis. What is structural analysis? What's the structure of words? How you break it down? What do we break down words with? Okay, maybe prefixes, suffixes. Prefixes, suffixes, and root words. Okay. Prediction for meaning. We're going to predict what we think it means first, and then we're going to look at the sentence in its context. We're going to look at the word in the sentence it's used in. And then target word definition. So essentially, we're going to go from the word and then come up with a definition at the end. So the first word we're going to do is opposing. Opposing. So we're filling it into your chart.
Good boy. Good.
Opposing. Opposing. Now raise your hand if you kind of already know what opposing means. Alright, we'll go with it. What do you know of the word opposing? Raise your hand if you've seen the word opposing before. Okay? Seen the word opposing before. So what do you know of the word opposing? We're brainstorming ideas. What do you know of the word opposing? Yes.
Miss, did you say anything like this?
My word froze.
I don't know. The computer wasn't showing on a smartboard.
It was on there yesterday.
So, opposing. Opposing. What do we know? Give me some things that we know about the word opposing.
Opposite.
Alright, maybe it's opposite.
Right there.
This is what brainstorming, so you need to fill in the chart as we go. We're doing this together, and then you're going to do it on your own. Opposite. What else?
To like, bustling, when you're opposing on somebody.
Are you thinking of the word oppose?
Against.
Huh?
What word is he thinking of when he says you're opposing of somebody?
Impose.
Impose. You're thinking of the word impose, which means to be a burden.
You have an opponent.
An opponent, okay.
How do you spell opponent?
Against.
Oh, it's an E.
Alright. So, it would be great if it was in all those, but it's not.
But that's it. Opponent.
Opponent.
Go where your glasses at?
Today, very clear.
I'll write bigger in the other box, okay? So if these are the words you think of, right, what comes to mind? What pictures, what life stuff comes to mind? What do you associate with that word?
People.
Relating it to life.
Basketball.
Opponent, yeah.
Okay, basketball.
Football. Soccer.
Sports.
Not just basketball, but what about basketball? Practice?
No.
Or
Game.
games, alright? Basketball, games, sports in general. Okay? Basketball, games, and sports. These are things where you're going to be opposing someone, alright? That's what we associate with opposing, alright?
Monopoly.
What is a word that we see in opposing? What's something we see? A prefix, a suffix, or maybe a root word?
Pose.
Pose?
Cool.
P-O-S. P-O-S.
Oppose.
Alright, let's go with pose. What's pose mean?
Like to take a picture, pose.
Stand still.
Like,
So if you're posing for a picture, alright, you're posing for a picture,
Again, gestures.
you're standing still, okay, you're coming up with a stance, okay?
Posture.
Your pose is your stance, how you stand, right? And so, what do you think maybe op means or o means? What's the prefix? What do you think it would mean?
Against.
Against, maybe? Okay. Let's see if it's O or op. Look at the dictionary I created there. Justin, look it up.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be op. I'm pretty sure it's going to be op.
Let's see. We're going to take this moment to learn and figure it out.
Together.
This is the introduction to that process.
Yeah.
Is this the class you want to take?
That's I'm taping it right now. Alright, so prediction for meaning. Prediction for meaning. Well, let's figure out op first. And while he's doing that, I'm going to pass out the sheet. This is the context in which we're going to see the sentence. Opposing. O or OP?
Huh?
Which one? OP?
Yeah, OP.
OP? Means opposite? Alright, so it's a prefix that means opposite or against. Good, now we've learned something. Op.
The more you know.
So, using that, what can we predict the meaning's going to be?
Wait, let me see.
Using this stuff that we have
opposite
here.
side. Opposing, like you're opposing.
To go against a higher. To stand against.
You said opposite side. Let's go with the first one we had. Opposite side, right? So we have information from context. What you fill in this square is the sentence in which it was used. So look at the text that I just gave you. Find the word opposing. It's going to be one of the bold words. It's going to be one of the bold words on the first page. Opposing.
Right there.
And write that sentence. Someone read it.
Then we read the whole paragraph.
Here, I'll get it. You write on your page. I'm writing here.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You can probably start at Tommy. Tommy was sitting.
Tommy was sitting on the bench watching an opposing player race down the field, hitting for a touchdown.
Who dropped the ball?
How you know that? How you know he dropped the ball?
I said, who dropped the ball?
It's important that we understand the context that it was in. So in order to find the context, we need to find the sentence. Now what you're going to notice is sometimes the sentence it's in doesn't give us clarification. It might be the sentences in front and behind too. We're going to look at this sentence first. From this meaning, can we tell what opposing means? From this sentence, can we definitely tell what opposing means?
Yeah.
Well, okay, Tommy was sitting on the bench watching the opposing player race down the field. Watching an opposing player, not an opposing player. So we know it's a player on the field. Is he on the field?
No.
Well, not
Raise your hand if
Tommy.
you think he's on the field.
Who?
Tommy.
Tommy.
Tommy on the field.
He on the bench.
He's watching because he's on the bench. This tells us he's on the bench, okay? So there's a player running on the field. Could the player possibly be from his team?
No.
No,
Oh.
opposing.
If you don't know the definition.
Well, if you don't know the definition of
yeah.
opposing, it could be from that team, from the other team, right? So let's look at the sentences around it. In front of it. It says, then you might sympathize with the football player Tommy Lewis. Right? The sentence after. It was too much for Tommy to bear. What does to bear mean?
To like
Yeah.
To handle, okay? He jumped off the bench, ran onto the field, and tackled the player. Tackled the player. Now, do you know who he's playing against? Is it his team or the other team?
Other team.
The other team. Alright, so, let's go with the target word definition. What do you think the definition of opposing means?
Different. Opposite side. Bench.
Anyone? Opposite side of the bench?
Let's see.
He said opposite side of the bench. If I'm on the opposing team, what does it mean?
Not on my side.
Other side of the board, the other
Other
side.
side.
To go against a higher power.
No.
Keep saying it. Just look at that difference.
You're sticking to that. You're sticking to the against the higher power. If you're opposing maybe like an administration, you're
Then
going
it's-
against a higher power.
Then we'll learn.
You got this? Got the definition?
Another shit. You know that. You learn.
Write your sentence.
It had a big tree.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Write your name on the top of that sheet I just gave you. Write your name on the top of the sheet I just gave you. Sorry. Write your name on the top of the sheet I just gave you.
Okay.
Thank
Oh,
you.
what's the front?
It doesn't matter. We're going to do the side that says vocabulary though, so if you want to do it on that side, you can. The side that says vocabulary.
All on the right side.
Okay. Now let's look at the word. Let's look at the question 3 under vocabulary. Someone read it to me.
Tom watched the opposing player run down the field.
Tommy watched the opposing player run down the field. Tommy watched the opposing player run down the field. Now, there are 4 options. Who wants to read the 4 options?
I'll do it.
Go ahead.
From the other team, fast, quick, run.
Okay. So we have fast.
Hold on, what's that?
From the other team, fast, quick, or friendly. Which answer is it? Do we now know it is?
From the
Another team.
All right, we know it has to be from the other team. Just from the sheet that we did and the information we gathered from the context, it has to be from the other team. So let's go ahead and pick that answer.
Oh, what is it?
Under 3. You're on the wrong side.
I was just on this side.
Right there,
Look
number
at
3.
this.
All right, I'm going to pick these sheets back up.
Hold on, I didn't even circle it.
That's right. This is opposing, right? Opposing. What are the choices? From the other team. Fast, quick, and friendly. Seek out. Seek out. Right? From the definition, what's the definition say? What's the definition?
That's nice thing about over here.
What is the definition?
Opposing the other team.
Alright, so which one of those choices does it match up?
Okay.
Alright. So, we did this together. Now I want you to break up into a group of 4 and a group of 3. You can probably just do 3 and 4. Come together, put your table together. Come on.